Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, Michelle Flawless. Today I'm going to be talking about animal abuse in Scotland. Before I start, it's going to be quite heartfelt, this video, and it's just awful. People in Scotland have got no respect for animals. I'm just going to say it how it is. I had a guy that used to live near the university about 4 years ago. I've been in Edinburgh for 6 years, but I had him arrested and I had him charged, and I saw him pick this dog up that was literally barking in the garden. Mind you, the dog wasn't doing anything wrong. The dog was just literally barking at, obviously, what it had to bark at. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, this dog just went fucking a bit goodally, and this guy lifted the dog up by the neck and threw the dog in the side bit of his home and started shouting at the dog and started going mental at the dog. So I lost it. I'm a type of person where I'm a Norfolk bird originally, right? And I don't like seeing animal abuse. I really don't like seeing it. But unfortunately, we've gone back in time now when it comes to animals. Animals more are like a fashion accessory. Do you know what I mean? And animals shouldn't be used as a fashion accessory. Animals don't deserve to be beaten up. Animals do not deserve to be tortured. Animals deserve lots of love, lots of TLC. Do you know what I mean? I cannot wait to the day where I get my own home and I've just got like 6 Pomeranians surrounding me. That will be the day, literally my happiest day of my life. Do you know what I mean? Maybe my future husband will buy me 7 Pomeranians, who knows? But yeah, I do love animals. I love animals. I'm a massive animal lover. I really am. So yeah, let's talk about this really sad time. So I moved into a 2-bedroom flat just on the outskirts of Edinburgh. I'm doing really well there. And I was watching my television in my living room one evening, and I could just hear like this distant barking coming from the adjacent flat next door. And I didn't really like what I was hearing, but I could hear it. So I walked from my living room and stood from like my kitchen. I could hear this, right? Bear in mind, I lived on a council estate. It wasn't a council estate, but the council estate was okay. Do you know what I mean? The council estate wasn't rough. The council estate was okay. It was a nice area. I was very pleased where the council put me. It was a lovely, lovely area, right? Apart from the junkies that used to live in the building, right? But anyways, yeah, let's just say the people that used to live in the council tower blocks were not very nice. So I kept myself to myself. Yet again, did nothing strange from Herman Crescent. Just put cameras on my home, looked after myself, because I had lots of expensive stuff. But anyways, not anymore. Got rid of it all. Got to start again. But yeah, so basically I just heard this dog like, row, row, like that. Guys, let's just like take a minute before I tell you what happened. Please tell me, guys, like this video, what would you do in that situation? You're watching television and the next minute you just heard this dog yelping in the most excruciating pain that you could think of, and it sounded like a dog was being battered and being kicked and being hurt. What would you do? Okay, I'll tell you. So basically, this dog, and I'm going to try not to get upset now, sorry. I saw this junkie come out with his dog with his missus, and he held the dog, lifted the dog up in the air, and was strangling the dog. He was strangling the dog, and this dog was doing nothing wrong. Do you know what I mean? If I ever see you again, fella, this ain't a threat, this is a promise, to the absolute retarded junkie that lived back at fucking the flats where I used to live. If I ever see him again and that poor dog, what he hurt, I'd seriously hurt him. Do you know what I mean? I had a massive go at him out the window. I was like, you ever hurt that dog again, you'll know about it, bruv. You know what I mean? But then what did I have then? Oh, I had all the fucking junkie neighbours come to the window, a bit like it was in prison years ago for me, where they all come to the window. And we're like, oh, what's going on here? Mind your own fucking business. It's his dog, you fucking grass and all of this shit. Well, I'm not a fucking grass. I don't like seeing a dog held up by its throat and nearly strangled and killed. So I think in that respect, I am the one that, okay, yeah, I should have kept my mouth shut. I'm not going to lie. But I don't like animal abuse. Why should I have to hear a dog being strangled and kicked and beaten and punched out the side of the vicinity of my own home? They had CCTV there where I used to live. There was this great big huge massive Big Brother camera. And talking about CCTV and Big Brother, Big Brother starts tonight. Can't fucking wait. Big Brother actually starts tonight. I cannot wait to see Big Brother. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Talk about that in a different video. But yeah, let's just say, guys, okay, I saw and it was disgusting. It was disgusting. And also that's another reason why I left Edinburgh, is due to fleeing violence. But also, yeah, these neighbours, these junkies, I won't even have the audacity to call them neighbours. I'm just going to call them junkies. So these junkies were not nice people. And I'm not a junkie. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to work very soon. And I'd like to class myself as up there with the rest of the community. Do you know what I mean? They're down there. They live in a council estate. No offence to people and junkies that live in a council estate and want to dole dos all their life and fucking don't do a job. They're down there, right? I don't want to ever mix with those type of people again. No offence, right? Because when I was in that situation, I could hear me downstairs neighbour. Oh, bruv, when you going to get me my fucking ounce of weed? Oh, when you're coming up to deliver the coke? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to hear that shit in my home. I used to hear everything what the neighbours used to say as well. Do you know what I mean? I used to hear my junkie downstairs neighbour, right? I used to hear him order coke over the phone. And I used to hear him talk about everything. I'm not going to divulge the information that I heard, but I heard everything. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, basically, yeah, no offence to junkies. You can be junkies all you want, but I won't mix with those type of people again, because that type of environment in a council estate is quite toxic. I don't want to be near toxic people anymore. So yeah. But yeah, so I heard this dog being strangled and I had to do something. And then that's when I had to leave my home, because I opened my big gob, and unfortunately all of these other people in the other surrounding council blocks, that was obviously made up of one block where I used to live. Nice area. But I should have kept that shut, and I should have just took pictures, and I shouldn't have said anything. But I had to say something. This dog was being strangled, bruv. So yes, I fled violence from my own flat because these stupid fucking jumped up junkie neighbours came after me. They threatened me as well. I had this stupid wanker that lived 9 doors up from me. He was like, oh, his name is such and such, and he lives at such and such. And he's telling this to the dog abuser. He's telling this to the dog abuser. How do you think I feel? Do you know what I mean? I had to call the police. I had to call the police, and I didn't want to call the police, but I had to call the police because these junkies threatened me. They're like, I'm gonna fucking leather you the next time I see you. I'm gonna fucking leather you, you bastard. That's what he said to me. He was like standing on the grass, threatening me, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Looking directly up at my window. I was on the 2nd level. He was threatening me. I'm gonna fucking leather you, you fucking gay cunt, you fucking puff. Look at you. And I was just like... But I didn't actually retaliate. I just literally, I'd done the old classic thing, what people do if they get into a situation or an argument. I just literally got the window, just went, and then pretending it's the curtains, I just went, bye. And it worked because it diffused the situation, do you know what I mean? I had the guy 3 doors up from me. He was like, mind your own fucking business. It's his dog. He'll do what he wants to do, what he wants to do with his dog. Well, no, he won't. I will not see a dog being killed, and I will not see a dog being strangled within the vicinity of my own home. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Even have to be for the fucking National Lifeguard fucking hero, superhero man that looks after dogs and takes pictures of people and records them and fucking knops the grass. But I just like to protect fucking animals. There's nothing wrong with it. Do you know what I mean? In this day and age where the world's gone backwards and people are attacking puppies and people are attacking dogs in this day and age now, all thanks to LGBT. We'll talk about that in a different video. I think I've got every right to kind of protect animals and protect puppies. You know what I mean? I love puppies, I love animals, I love dogs. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with trying to protect the animal kingdom. Do you know what I mean? I was brought up to be a very caring, very loving, respectful person by my adopted family that disowned me years ago. We'll talk about that in a different video. And yeah, let's just say I'm a very highly respected individual. Let's have a look at it again. So yeah, guys, please tell me in the comments if you think I've done the right thing. I think I've done the right thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't like seeing animals abused. I just don't like it. Can't help it. I would never abuse an animal. I'd never punch an animal around the head. I'd never drag an animal down the road. Do you know what I mean? But soon, eventually, I'm going to start my own campaign where I actually buy, like, a big figure of, like, a toy dog on a lead. And I'm going to have a t-shirt that says, whoever I work for, RSPCA or ASPCA, who I decide to work for. And I'll be, what do you call it? An animal warden? What do you call it? Person that... An animal warden, there you go, something like that. Yeah. I mean, I'll just be dragging this fucking toy thing down the road and we'll see if people say anything to me. Do you know what I mean? And it will just say... like, something like... Making awareness... raising awareness, that's the one. Raising awareness of animal abuse in such and such. Do you know what I mean? And it'd be interesting to see if people say anything. I think a lot more people will look. I think a lot more people would say things that they've never say anything before. And I think we just need to start sticking up for animals more. I think we need to start loving animals more. Do you know what I mean? Unfortunately, I hate to say this. We're living in a time of revelation. The world is a very fucked up, nasty, evil place at the moment. Do you know what I mean? Lots of animals are being associated to gay couples and LGBT and stuff like that. But just because they are, still doesn't mean they need to be beaten up or abused. You know what I mean? They're little puppies. They don't understand. You know, you don't need to take your anger and your frustration out on a little baby and beat it shitless or regardless. You wouldn't do that to a fucking child. If you beat a baby up or fucking abuse that or drag that down the road, you'd be in fucking prison. You know what I mean? I saw a video a few weeks ago on TikTok. Everybody was talking about it, where he shoved his little kid into the road. Chavvy lad, walking down the road, was caught out by some onlookers, pushing this baby into the road. He was drunk as anything. The onlookers called the police. What do you think happened to him? The child was taken off him and he was arrested. So why can't the same happen to animal abusers? You know what I mean? Okay, I'll give you animal abusers their dues. Fair enough. If the dog has bit you, don't punch it, don't beat it up. Give it a slight tap on the nose, but nothing like smack, do you know what I mean? It'll be interesting when I meet this Cannon Moraine eventually. Cannon Moraine, mate. The guy that fucking beat this poor puppy senseless years ago. I am where you are, Cannon Moraine, mate. Yeah. The guy that I threatened to pour acid on his face years ago. And let's just say swiftly moved from Greater Sanctity Warrington somewhere. But the funny thing is, where that somewhere is where he fled to, I'm there now. It'll be interesting if I see you about Cannon Moraine, mate. Woohoo! I'll be letting my feelings know for you, mate. Don't panic, I wouldn't pour acid on his face. I'd just slightly disfigure his face, let's just say that. You know what I mean? It makes me sick to think we've got animal abuse on the rise. And what people do to animals makes me sick. It really does. I think all animal abusers should be arrested and should be charged for a very long time. It'd be locked up for a very long time. Do you know what I mean? If I was in charge of the prisons and if I was a judge, I would have that dog put into the same cell as that person, and I'd just like literally, it's going to sound horrible, but I would have like this dog attack the animal abuser. Do you know what I mean? Even if the dog ripped their skin apart, great, amazing. Just think about all that pain that poor dog had to go through. but then have the dog that was obviously abused next door to the cage of the dog abuser, but then for the dog abuser to obviously have this Rottweiler dog have his skin ripped apart, but then the dog that was obviously innocent, watch it. Yeah. Yeah. We're just living in such a nasty world these days, guys. We really are. You know what I mean? There is going to be a World War III. I hate to say it, but there is. I was speaking to a lovely Asian man in Edinburgh before I left Edinburgh. And he told me soon before later the world is going to be flattened. You know what I mean? This whole world is going to be flattened by something. Yeah, good. Well, hopefully it'll wipe all the animal abusers out first. You know what I mean? But I think I've definitely learnt my lesson. If I see animal abuse in the street, I wouldn't like go up to that person and be like, hey, don't do that unless the dog is being dragged down the road, or the dog is being severely punched in the head or the neck or the face, or you could actually see the abuse where public would actually see it. You know what I mean? UK and Scottish laws are very different, but still, I think there needs to be a law which protects animals more. And just in general, animals are protected more because there's nothing in place in the UK or in Scotland where animals are protected. It broke my heart when I went back to Scotland ages ago to hear that these yobs went after this guy, and then instead of attacking the guy, they stabbed his dogs to death outside a shop. Yeah. I think they all got arrested and imprisoned. Good. Imagine that. That's your pride and joy there. Your dog that got stabbed to death. You know what I mean? Not there. Blah, blah, blah. Nearly choked on me fucking look at then. Not nice. But yeah. Guys, please like this video, share this video, comment on this video. If you love animals as much as I do, you will do everything that you can in your power, like I can, to try and look out for animals, report animal abusers, take pictures of their face. So what? If they're walking down the street and they're dragging their dog down the road and they're punching the dog in the face, report them. Call the police. Call 999. Don't tell me you can't, because you can. I lost track how many times I called the police in Edinburgh on animal abusers because it was happening in broad daylight. But the sad fucked up thing is about Edinburgh people are lovely people. They are tough people, they're resilient people, they're hard working people. But say for argument's sake a dog was being dragged down the road in Edinburgh, no one gives a shit. No one pays attention. In the UK, different story. People are more alert. People look at each other more. Do you know what I mean? I think this world is a very sad world we're living in at the moment. I think animals crave all the love and the intention and the empathy. And ever since these stupid fucking COVID vaccinations, oh my God, I wish I never had those. The world has just lost empathy and understanding for people, especially when it comes to animals. Animals look out to us for love, for care, support, to be nurtured, to be loved, to be wanted. And they're not getting that. What do they get now? Smack in the face. They don't understand that. They've done nothing wrong. They're cute, they're innocent little babies. So from now on, guys, please, any animal that you see, a dog, a kitten, a cat, whatever, treat it with love and care and respect and kindness, because they're little babies at the end of the day. They don't understand right from wrong. You know what I mean? Okay, you come home one day and the dog has trashed your living room. And yeah, the dog has eaten a pair of your Gucci sunglasses. Bit like what happened with Callum Morane's dog, wasn't it? The puppy. Yeah, I remember. I'm not going to go too much into it because I was fuming. But he killed his puppy. Was stabbing it with a fork in the cage. Nearly got sent to prison for it, but got let off. Dice, that's the one. You know right, Callum Morane? You absolute skank. Wait till I see you, mate, where you are. Ooh. Yeah. I have a water pistol with fucking boiling hot water in it. I fucking will do. I don't give a shit. You don't do that to an animal. Callum Wayne is one of these guys that abused these puppies so badly and killed them in such a despicable way. I will never forget what he did. And despite him getting, let's just say, exposed for it, I will, when I see him where he is, I will confront him about it. I don't care. Do you know what I mean? Completely bang out of order. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video, and let's spread animal awareness, especially dog abusers. You won't get away with it. When it comes to me and Michelle on my channel, you will not get away with dog abuse. So don't even try it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.